as of today, what were the last possible Kobe Bryant basketball cards that you could have pulled from a pack? The answer probably will surprise you.
Oh my. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. A Kobe Bryant patch autograph. Woo! Number 4 of 10.
How is it going, everybody? And welcome back to my channel, Kobe Cards. For those of you who saw my last Kobe Redemption update video, you would know that Panini plans to release limited edition, only 3,024 packs will exist, of Kobe Bryant Career Highlights tribute cards, which will go into Kobe Redemption packs. If you haven't seen that video, feel free to check that out. With these redemption packs, this will be the first time since Kobe's passing that Panini has manufactured new Kobe Bryant cards. As it can be assumed, obviously, that the products they released within the first few weeks after his passing were already printed and packaged up prior to the passing, but it became pretty clear almost immediately that once he passed, they were not going to print any more Kobe cards. Even when you look at the most recent release of NBA Hoops Premium, they say it's a reprint of the 300 card set, but it's actually not. The 300 players in the Hoops Premium stock reprint are not the same 300 players as the original Hoops base set. In other words, you will not find a Kobe Hoops tribute card as part of the tribute cards in any of those retail forms. It simply doesn't exist. And this holds true for so many other of the reprints that have happened. When they did Contenders Optic, it didn't have the Kobe winning ticket insert that Contenders did a few months before that. And same goes for all of the other products where they had reprints in the last 10 months. Every single time, they have sneakily and subtly pulled out all of the Kobe Bryant cards and haven't said a word. And you may think it's a true reprint, but like I said, it's not. They're trying to trick you, and Kobe cards haven't been in a product for a very long time. So that begs the question, what was the last Kobe Bryant card or cards that you could have pulled from a pack prior to these redemption packs? Now there's a big caveat here because I chose my words very carefully. I did not say the last Kobe cards manufactured, but rather the last Kobe packaged cards, where the product had the closest release date to today and you could open a box or a pack and find a Kobe Bryant. The reason I make this distinction very clear is because the cards I'm about to show you were actually manufactured in 2018, but could not be found in a pack until their release in June of this year, a full 5 months after his passing. Are you confused yet? I said the answer will probably surprise you, but what Kobe cards were printed in 2018 and then available to find in packs in June of this year? What is the most recent product featuring Kobe cards? Well, I have one of them, so let's go into the Kobe capsule and rewind 5 months to June to see what I am talking about. Also, before I get in there though, if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button as it would really help me out. Alright, going in. And here it is. It might be hard to see, and it might be hard to lock on because of the color. There we go. Do you see what this is? Some of you may immediately know what it is, but it is a printing plate. So, what is that to say? It is to say that one-of-one printing plates were able to be found in, the reveal is, 2019-20 National Treasures hobby boxes. So National Treasures, the product this year, they guaranteed one printing plate per box. And hidden inside the likely stacks and stacks and stacks of printing plates that Panini had hoarded over the previous year to filter into the 2019-20 National Treasures product, it included printing plates of none other than Kobe Bryant. If you were watching any breaks of 2019-20 National Treasures this year in June, You may have seen some extremely surprised reactions when people saw that their plate was of Kobe, because prior to June, Kobe cards had not been seen since early February, a full 4 months prior. In other words, Kobe passes, only a few final cards trickle out in the weeks after his passing, and then suddenly 5 months later in June, and a full 4 months after Kobe in no other products, there was the surfacing of all of these one-of-one printing plates from Kobe's 2018-19 cards, including Court Kings, Flawless, and National Treasures, to name a few. And that is exactly what I have right here. This is a black printing plate, and I'll turn it around again. A National Treasures from 2018-19 Panini National Treasures Basketball, a personalized black plate 1-of-1, and this card number was P-KBR4. Briefly, for those of you who are unaware of what printing plates are, they are plates, or rather a copy essentially, of what the cards are going to be, but exist in the colors cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So when those 4 colors are all used together in the printing process, they combine to create nearly the full spectrum of color. So they can print fully colored versions of these cards. So while I have the black plate here, there'd be 3 other plates out there, the magenta, cyan, and yellow versions, which were also used to create the card that this ended up becoming. So the PKBR4 card essentially would have 4 existing one-of-ones, and I have one of those 4 cards that would have made the original card. So there's the real answer to the question of what are the last possible Kobe Bryant cards you can find. They're hidden in boxes of 2019-20 National Treasures Basketball, of all things. Before I leave you though, I'll cover 2 more things. 1, why did Panini allow these cards to stay in National Treasures boxes instead of pulling them out? And 2, if you want to stick around at the end, I'll give a brief overview of what this card actually is and what it was in its true form. But starting off, to answer the question of why did Panini allow these cards to be circulated? The answer is probably because of a little bit of laziness combined with difficulty of actually removing the plates from the product. Don't get me wrong, I think that what happened was Panini was definitely put in a difficult situation where they had to choose between someone probably going to a factory where these cards were stored, going by hand through thousands, if not more, printing plates that had been gathered for every single player across all products for the entire calendar year, and then finding Kobe specifically and pulling out just Kobe Bryant cards. It would have taken a lot of labor. And honestly, who knows if these cards were already sorted into some kind of machine months in advance prior to the printing and boxing and packaging of the National Treasures product, where they would have had to do some type of disassembly, or maybe even it would have damaged thousands of the plates just to find the Kobe and leave the rest of them and put them back in their place. If that's the case, do you think Panini wanted to spend thousands of dollars to undo a process which they were probably already far down the line with? They definitely wouldn't have wanted to. Could they have? Yeah, definitely. There was absolutely nothing stopping them besides cost of labor, or worst case, damaging whatever packaging or sorting tray they already were established in, but the decision ended up being that they weren't going to do that, and they felt that it was fine to let them be in the product. If you haven't seen a different video of mine I released about the Select Artistic Selection card that somehow got circulated, you would know that just because it was already printed, it doesn't mean Panini is going to use it. Clearly there's a line between printing and packaging and wherever they were in the process where they were able to pull things. What was the issue in pulling these plates in particular? I'm not totally sure. It was probably just too burdensome to act on. And the final thing I'll leave you with today is an inside look of the real version of this card. So one of the things that I love about this is that all of Kobe's personalized cards, they had a different theme to it. And this one in particular, you see he's holding the championship trophy. So this card right here, the PKBR4, would have said Kobe Bryant, 5-time champion. And it was a 10-card set, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, so that was number 4. But other ones in the 10 card set included things like 18-time All-Star, 4-time All-Star MVP, 2-time Finals MVP. There may have been one that said Mamba out, but this card definitely said 5-time champion. And the best part is Kobe definitely signed his cards the right way, with the theme on the card. The pictures definitely matched up with what the personalized inscriptions were. And that's another amazing thing about Kobe is he knew how to make things special. So many players today take their personalized cards and they don't follow the guidance of what Panini wants them to do, and they literally don't personalize them at all. They just sign them and move on. So whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like Zion, for instance, every single one was just a Zion autograph. So essentially it's not really a one of one anymore. It's not really unique because there are 10 that are exactly the same with just his autograph. None of it is personalized. But Kobe he never hesitated to take that extra step and make his cards special for all of us. And that's partially why his cards are just so collectible. Everything about Kobe as a person and through his cards, he makes them special, he makes them true one-of-ones, he gives that value to collectors. And that, everybody, is officially the end of this video. I will be uploading this card right here to my Instagram and Twitter, which is @KobeCapsule, where you can see all of the cards that we have talked about on this channel. And if you are enjoying my videos, my tribute to Kobe, click that like button, and I hope you consider subscribing and maybe even turning on that bell so you can follow along as we continue our journey to remember and celebrate the life and career of Kobe Bryant. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time with more Kobe cards.